Right, so today we were gonna do a lion in charcoal, but I couldn't get it to print out. It's a beautiful photo, but I think it was actually too high res for my printer to take. My printer I kept resizing it down. The printer didn't want to print it. So this is what I could get to print out. So this is what we're going to be doing today, but I'll try and get the lion out for our next class. And remember, ladies, no class next week. It's the break between winter and spring quarter. So there's a week off. I will remind everyone there's no class, but fly, be free. And then your eraser, you're going to mark the halfway points. Top, bottom. If you want to, you can even give yourself the grid, or you can just mark the points. Oh, okay. And there's 4.5 here. Yeah. And we're doing all this with the eraser, which you'll see, you're going to move through this drawing super fast. So if you want it, if we finish early, you can try something else on your own. And if you want to try that line, you're welcome to.
Did you do the shading bit first before the lines?
No,
Yeah,
I did
right.
my lines. You mean
Okay.
this?
Yeah.
I have to do the shading or else the lines don't show up. You are tired today, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm a little bit out of it.
I can tell. Okay, this is good. So you're out of it, and I love that you're still here.
So,
No, you're out.
I mean, this is my life. Just a bit like get from A to B, and then
right. I
just
appreciate the discipline.
no, it's not like there are other people with a lot tougher situations. It's just
But it's a good discipline. Listen, kids are hard. I'm going to send this across. Okay, I'm going to quickly sketch in. The orange lines are the lines you're going to draw first. Then the yellow.
oops.
Hold on.
Charcoal is
Oh, it's like that could probably be enough to get going. So you'll do the orange lines first.
I think I got the wrong paper, you know. It doesn't
But,
really.
but
I think I got a wrong paper.
what did you buy?
Well, I asked a friend of mine to actually get it, and I asked her to get newsprint.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really spread like yours.
Here, can you take a picture of it and send it across the thread?
Sure.
That's okay. Just do your best. You might just end up using drawing paper.
Hmm.
There's always a lot of, this is why I'm like, I try to keep it simple. The newsprint is kind of complicated. I know.
yeah. I mean, I'm just using the normal like nice drawing paper, and it's
Yeah, drawing paper will work. Let's see. It's okay, Makiko, that actually looks right.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You're just not used to working with it. I don't know how you found it, but you got it. Good job.
Well, yeah, it's just, it's a bit not as beautiful as yours.
But it's the same paper I can see. So
Okay.
use more force. See how I'm kind of going over with more force.
Maybe my choco is too small or too thin, you think? This one?
Yeah, maybe. Is that all you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, just break it in half.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I have.
Yeah, just break it in half. Don't worry. I know. Using a new material can kind of cause a little,
yeah.
but just do your best. Just kind of push through. I like to break mine up into little pieces so that
Oh, okay.
handle it
Uh-huh.
more clearly. You might put two together, little pieces together and rub together. Try all kinds of things.
Okay.
Yeah. But the
So
most important thing, of course, is to use is mark off and I just sent this across. You're going to do the orange lines first, right? The outer lines first, like this. And then you'll do the yellow lines.
Sammy just wants to tell you something.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi. So like for my birthday, my mom gave me the electric eraser.
Are you using it? Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah.
It's. Oh, I'm so glad. Will you let her borrow it every once in a while?
Mhm.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Excellent. What a good mommy.
Wait, you're doing that.
Yeah.
You're doing that.
No, we changed from the lion.
We were gonna do a lion, but I couldn't get the lion printed. So here's the beginning. Oops. Yep. 1, 2, 3. It's easy to kind of make the chest a little too on this side, a little too wide. Whoops. Oh, I see. That's what I did. I made the beak too big. The beak mostly comes in. And then you can come in here and do the yellows. Ah, with your eraser. Why am I having you do your eraser? Because I want you to be thinking about the lights. I don't think in general we do that. We don't think about the lights as much as we should. So this whole technique kind of forces one into, oh, I see what's going on here. Yep. There we go. Sort of forces one into thinking about it. I think that's a pretty good beginning. And then, of course, you just go in and start darkening your darks. So you've already got this semi-dark. Or if you want to, if you don't want to start with your darks, you can also take your eraser. Erasing out your lightest areas. You'll see that this area below here is kind of grayish. The whites seem to be more than there actually are. There are not so many. The rock is fairly light around the feet. So you're just going to slowly be moving. The background in some places is quite dark. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm kind of going all around, working a little bit on the rock, working a little bit on the feet. Working some in the background because it helps. Makiko, once you get your initial sketch in,
Mm-hmm.
then start using, see how I'm using the tip, the corner more like a pencil?
Mm.
We use that to make things get darker. So if you use the edge, you know, more like a pencil, less
Mhm.
like the side of it, you'll get it darker. Look at how quickly, I don't know, I've been working like what? Not very long. But already there's a pretty strong sense of bird here, which is kind of neat. You find yourself kind of moving. Oh, yes, it's lighter here. It's definitely darker here. Yeah, in fact, I pretty much got him. And not very long.
But it's still very packed.
Oh, it's beauty.
IRONEELL.
How was your week, Makiko? Busy?
Yeah, really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling some people about you too, the other students,
Uh-huh.
because I was like, oh my God, everywhere in the world, everybody's writing about the banks. Everywhere, even when they're like, we don't even think there is much of a thing here, but
Yeah.
doing it anyway. And I was like, there's a woman in Japan, and then there's a woman in Beijing, and they're all writing it. They were all like, really?
I know, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect Asian banks to be affected, but they are, and they're going crazy about it. So
Even though Asian banks are pretty safe.
yeah, exactly. But shares are plunging, so people get excited.
Nervous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's amazing to me how quick and expressive this medium is.
Not quite as quick over here.
Well, yeah, you're still learning the bit. Yeah, so that's good. That's good.
I'm feeling the limitations of my paper, actually.
The limitations of your paper, what's going on?
No, well, I don't know, just the lines are just not very clear, I guess.
Makiko, how is your paper going?
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's weird, huh?
yeah,
But it's sinking in, right?
kind of, yeah.
Just do your best, you guys. That's okay. You're working with a new medium. You're working with whatever you've got. Don't worry. There is always a
Sorry,
little.
can you hear the kids?
Yeah,
It's loud.
but that's okay. They're not that loud. They're not loud. They're cute loud. They're cute loud, not loud. We can just kind of hear them as it's like a little radio in the background or something. What I really like about the charcoal is how much texture it provides, right? I already have this feeling kind of rockiness here, even by just laying my pastel down in that initial toning. So, I can get a little darker here and then go in with my eraser. What people usually feel with charcoal is kind of the limit of how dark you can get. That's usually what people, that's what, and then that's usually an indication to move to ink, but I want us to stay in charcoal for a while. To adjust. No. I can do it later by running my hand through it. Darker if I really push. He's cute. Oh. All right.
Oh, you mean there's on a fatigue? Yeah, okay, then it's a high heat.
Hmm.
Cookie.
How's it going? You guys want to hold it up? You want to send it over or you're just still working?
I think something is wrong.
All right, send it over
Yeah.
or hold it up. Actually, I'm going to remove the spotlight. I want you to start by just holding it up. Hold it up, Makiko.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Take your finger and smudge. Smooth out like and smudge that pastel. I see what you mean. The pastel's not really going into the background.
Right.
So
Yeah.
take your finger and push it in
Okay.
like that to scrub it.
Uh-huh.
See if you can get take your finger. If you don't want to get your finger dirty like I just did, you can take a paper towel. But
Okay.
take your finger and scrub in.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you're using it the same way you use pencil.
Yeah.
And you're missing. I want you to look at Dominique's. Look at how much darker she's making her darks. It's almost like you're afraid of those darks. Afraid to make things too dark. That's the feeling I get when I look at. But Makiko, I feel like that when I look at all your drawings. You're a little bit afraid to go dark. So you're gonna need to conquer your fear of dark and go darker. You're just
Okay.
gonna go darker and heavier. You can always erase it, but you need to go way darker. This needs to be way dark, you know, this area. needs to be way darker than you've got.
Mhm.
It's not, let's see. I'll see if I can do it. It's not this. Right? It's not like that. It's heavy.
Mhm.
You know, I'm going in there heavy,
Mhm.
heavy. Everything should be this value. That's
Mm.
the beginning. It's not this little light thing. So yeah, you need to let go of your pencil ways. And like embrace the charcoal. Dominique, that's looking pretty good. I felt like, can you hold it up again? Dominique, can you hold it up again?
Yes, it's not really finished.
And I feel like he's a little too wide. Ah, he is. So notice this point is literally halfway. This is the halfway point.
I can't see you. Sorry,
Oh,
what?
Right here, hold on. There's a couple of drawing problems. You make
Yeah, he's too fat.
He's too fat. So look at this. If you check this side, you'll see his, from the center here, his body is exactly, ends at exactly the halfway point.
Mm,
Yours goes all the way out here.
yeah.
So you need to thin him in. You need to sort of redraw him. I would go in with the eraser and try to redraw the lines. And on this side, it's about a third.
Okay.
I
So-
think that'll help a lot.
Yeah.
So reshape that way. I don't exactly have him right either, so it's.
Puffin.
The nice thing about the puffin is that it has so many nice, light, dramatic lights and darks. I'm seeing that his back, I don't have the shape of his upper body exactly right, so I'm kind of reshaping that. And this is thinner.
Maybe its head is also too big.
Well, yeah, but fix the body first, then you're gonna deal with the head. If you don't have the body right, you can't get the head. If you don't have these dimensions set, you're not gonna be able to do anything with the head as much as you would like to. That's the distracting technique. Oh, if I fix that, but you can't fix that until you get the width right. Then you can draw a couple of extra lines if you need to. Let me see. Here's a good one. Right? Here's where the beak ends and its relation. Here's the negative space between the beak and the body on this side. Let's see if mine does that. I can bring, yep. Yes. I could create that negative space, but until I get the body right, there's no point. How's that going, Makiko? Getting a little bit darker?
Yeah, try.
Trying.
Yeah.
Can you send me the brand, like a picture of the brand of your paper? It looks like the right paper to me.
Oh, well, it doesn't have any brand. You mean the paper, yeah?
Oh, he just bought it in sheets.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, it should be good.
Mhm.
Is the second side really a third? Hang on.
Measure. 1, 2. Yep.
Yeah.
The beak goes out. The beak sticks out to the halfway point. Turns out to the halfway point on this side. And then the eye comes in from there. It's funny. It's a funny looking bird.
Yeah, but it's still not cute. Now I'm still so delightful. Thank you, yes. Just up in time. Give it away.
How's that going, Dominique? Are those fixes helping?
Yeah, but I'm just have to rub out the whole head, I think.
That's okay. It takes like 2 minutes to do it once you get everything in the right place. That's exactly the that's why this work, the orange lines take the longest. You have to get those outer shapes right before you can get any inner shapes. So it's just normal to erase the head because you wanted to get into that too quickly without making sure everything was, you know what I mean? Was like right first. So these orange lines, this sort of idea that you're getting the shapes right is probably the most tedious part of drawing because it requires the most measurement. You're starting from nothing. But it's the most important part because if you don't get it, you can't go any further.
It's at the last chord. It's not the round but first the round and then.
So the neck, the bit where on the left side that goes in to join his head with his body, that bit is about halfway up the paper, right?
Here? Where? Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, good eye. Yes, it is. Excellent. Excellent eye. And then Speaking of. Oh, gonna make my head a little bigger. What's the halfway point? My head's a little small. Here you go, Emma. So Dominique, sorry. If it makes you feel better, I just had to erase my whole head too. There you go. See? If that makes you feel better. Mine was a little too small.
More these things on it.
Thank you for that very effective measurement. It really was.
And you need 10 differences.
Actually, that's excellent. That solves every problem I was having. All the problems I was having and was feeling a little lazy about fixing. So here we go. There we go. Hey, yeah.
Now look, it does.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it is? Yeah, it is.
The beak is an interesting kind of set of
Yeah, it's such a weird shape, and
lights, mediums, and darks. It's really fun once you get kind of into it, right? It's bounded by these lights. He's just kind of putting his head down. And you know, these are the organic shapes that of the bird, right? Here. There we go. Nice. All right, thank you for that correction. Now mine better, and don't worry, see, it doesn't take that. It feels better to actually get it right. And sometimes you have to lay it down wrong and just look at it and be like, I don't think that's right. Oh yeah, that's better. I can even this one. Yeah. There we go. Makika, are you getting any darker over there?
Yeah, but I still think something's
picture's
wrong.
wrong.
Oh, that's looking great. Better. Here, hold on, hold it up. So that's better. That's getting better. You sometimes just have to layer it. And also, I think you too might need to look at your measurements a little bit.
Mhm.
Here's where the middle of the body is. Take a relook at this.
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
Look at how thin. So your body is the right width, but the head, I don't think the head is in the right place. As Dominique pointed out, this is the halfway point
Mhm.
from the top. So re-look at what you've got going on there.
Mhm.
I had to do some adjusting, right? So look here and then notice there's like this much dark and then this much light.
Mhm.
Then it goes into gray down here. It's not exactly white. It's like a 2 in value.
Okay.
So really look at those.
Mhm.
This is not the, it's easy to get kind of sloppy.
Mm.
It's kind of simple. But if you're sloppy, it doesn't look right. So I've marked here on mine where the center is.
Mhm.
You might need to do that as well to help you figure out exactly where things sit. And this, where the top of his head is exactly halfway up the square. The bottom of this white here
Mm.
is exactly halfway up. I think if you look at yours, you will see that's not what's happening.
Right.
So correct that, and then I think you'll feel, and pay attention, there's more white here, less dark, more white here,
Mhm.
right? It's coming along.
Mm.
And then better. Do either of you guys celebrate Easter? I know Easter's coming up.
I mean,
Much here.
Easter's coming up.
Mhm.
Oh, did I say the magic words?
we kind of, nobody celebrates it here, but we.
But we like chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate, yeah.
Yeah, we
In
kind
China,
of
we
just
love eating
celebrate
Easter
everything. We just celebrate everything that makes us happy.
That brings chocolate into the house. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good strategy. I like it. Makiko, what about you? Do you celebrate Christmas or Easter?
No, not really. Easter is not very common here.
Yeah, I don't celebrate it either. I'm Jewish, so,
Oh, okay.
but I do celebrate Passover, which is
Mm.
the biggest kind of Jewish holiday of the year. It's actually quite fun, but there's no chocolate.
Mhm.
There's no Easter bunny. There's no decorating or finding eggs. Did that help a little bit, Makiko, just to get the,
Yeah, I think it's getting like better.
yeah,
Closer. Yeah.
as we like pay attention. And listen, you've watched me. I've been tweaking the shapes as well. So I don't exactly have the shapes like right. Mostly because, as you both know, I'm not that great at this time of night. For me, I'm like tired. I had a very long day. I had a very long day too. So,
Oh, what were you up to?
well, I had a couple of private students early in the morning. And then I had to finish this painting and deliver some paintings to a place where I'm going to start showing my work like publicly. I'm going to have like my showroom publicly, which is really exciting. And then
Wow.
and barista. I worked as a coffee barista for 4 or 5 hours, and then I
Oh,
get
God.
Wow.
and then I have about an hour before this class starts. So
That's a very hectic day.
it's a very long and tiring day, and I'm just, I'm up at 5. It's just like, ugh. It's so
Because
tiring.
it's also quite physical, like
It
standing.
is.
It's
It
not
is.
like just sitting at a desk all day.
Oh God, no. Yeah, it's really hardcore. It's
Yeah.
hardcore. But mostly I like it. I kind of fade after about 7.
Totally understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And there are days, and with baristaing, there are days where it's easier and days your mind really has to be concentrated on it. A little bit like drawing. If you're
Oh,
really concentrated on it and it gets busy, you're kind of screwed. So you have to really focus, like to make sure you're thinking 3 drinks ahead
oh
and
God.
whatever you can for the drinks that are coming up while you're making 2 other drinks. And it can go like that for hours. It can be really, it's very easy to, and then somebody asks you to remake something. Anyway, it's like all. There are
Yeah,
days where you feel like it's on, and this baristas tell me you've done this for a long time. They're like, yep, there are days where it works and there are days where it doesn't really.
and you have to do it all with a smile.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I'm in a drive-through, so nobody sees me.
Ah, okay.
Nobody sees me. But you have to laugh because it's absurd. It's just like crazy. It's very crazy. But if your focus is right, it's really fun. It's kind of like it feels like you're dancing or something. But when your brain feels like very like, happy because you're in flow. But if you can't, but you have to really focus, otherwise it doesn't go well. But I think that's just true about all things, right? That require, I think drawing is like that. I think if you don't have the concentration, it takes longer to get it.
Yeah.
There are other days where you just have it and you can just do it. Like somehow you can see it easier.
I think I'm having one of those not so
You're having
good.
one of those days. You want to hold it up? Let's see where you guys are at.
I'm not much further. I'm sort of like,
Oh,
just
that's looking better, Makiko. I mean, I still think, oh, good, much better. I still, oh, yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there. So Makiko, you have placed his eye a little bit too far down.
Mhm.
Notice it's really up towards this top above, like, bring it up a little bit. It's taking up too much space right now. The eye.
Okay.
Down too low. There's actually some, if you see here what's happening with the face, it's like this little light crescent and then a dark area and then the tiny skinny line, tiny little crescent
Yeah,
dark.
can you show the photo of that picture bigger?
Yeah, you guys have it on the thread too.
Oh, okay.
You can also look at it on the thread. So I can do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
You see what I mean? It's easy to
Yeah.
make this guy. He's kind of, it's like dark, sort of medium-ish light, dark,
Right.
skinny line, light, dark. All those things have to fit
Right.
proper shapes there. So yeah, let me
Mhm.
put this here so you can see it. No reason why. You don't need to look at mine. Now you can really see him.
Mhm.
So Dominique's been using it longer. How are you liking charcoal?
Well, I liked it. I really liked it last weekend, and this weekend I
You're
think I'm just,
tired. You're too tired.
yeah, I think I'm just struggling with the drawing. So it's not really the,
Yeah, the medium. Yeah.
yeah,
And it might be, and it's a concentrate anyway. It's a content. It can also be that your concentration. I really appreciate it that you guys show up, whether you feel like doing it. It'd be easy to blow it off if you did not feel like doing it. And it's good. This is good training. It's good to come and kind of struggle. And then it's also good to come in and be in flow. Both of those things are important.
I mean, I think also sometimes you don't know what you're gonna, like sometimes you think I start and I'm quite tired and then I get into it. So you just don't
Right.
really know.
It's interesting to see like kind of where your brain is at, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to accept where your brain is at, which is really hard when it's not where you want it to be.
Exactly. It's that
Mhm.
thing of being.
That thing of wanting to like be there. If you're like, if I am like making coffee and there's 20 people in line and I have, 30 drinks in front of me. And I'm like struggling. I actually will.
Sit down and cry.
Yeah, I just like stop for a minute to try and like force myself to push through the fog, the brain fog.
Yeah.
And then I know as I struggle that if I can get through the first 5, it's usually I can get back in flow. I can get back into the throw, right? But you have to sometimes just stop and even
Take a
though
breath.
it's a funny one. Yeah. I never knew how much making coffee was like drawing. I started working at Starbucks. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put those things together.
It's because there's a lot of, you have to remember a lot, and there's a lot of manual dexterity, and you're
Right.
constantly trying to, you have to start the next drinks before you finish the first ones. And
Mm.
that's the really hard thing to,
It's
kind of keep in
like
mind.
brain. Yeah, that is.
That's the thing that feels like counterintuitive. You have to start the drinks, and then sometimes you have to go 1 or 2 drinks ahead so that you can, focus on the 4 at the other place where you don't, there's hot drinks and there's cold drinks, and they have totally different machines and different systems.
I mean, I guess it's like cooking, right? When you're doing multiple dishes at the same time.
I've never done that though. Have you?
Well, yeah,
Did you
like
ever
when you
work
cook,
as a cook?
no, but like when I cook a meal at home, like you have like a few different things, right?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's not quite, doesn't have to be up to sort of barista standard, obviously.
Well, just not commercial standard. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. Yeah. Yeah. You do have to think about everything and kind of try and time it right. And yeah, I do this. I start the rice first, then go to chop the onions for the blah, 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 so that I can, right? Like throw all those in and cook them at the, quick moment. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little like that. A little like that. But drawing is also a little bit like that. I have to make sure that this piece is the right size and this is in the right place so that there's room for this and this. And that is the thing that feels counterintuitive. When we're drawing, we're focusing on this thing, this big dark thing, right? But we're not thinking about what's around it, what the space around it. So in drawing, we have to think both about, as you were saying, halfway point, thirds. Is that really thirds, right? These things we have to think about kind of what's next to the thing that we're drawing, as well as what we're drawing, to make sure we're not drawing too big. We're not going, things aren't taking over. It's interesting. All right, how's it going?
Getting better.
Yay. Sometimes it's the struggle that is the best part. Like this, sometimes like the struggle is the valiant fight, to bring your mind back to balance. I think it's why drawing is so fun. Even when it's not fun.
do this for the ideas. And I'll just keep that. What? Take that seat.
I just got a new carpet on the studio floor. Check this out. So the cats love it.
Mhm.
They just roll around.
Mm. I bet they do.
They love it because it was this concrete floor, which you can still see a little bit of. And now it's like, ah. He's having, yeah, do you guys have pets? You don't have pets, do you? Either of you?
No.
I don't.
We'll go with this for a while, then we'll decide whether we want to go to ink, which I think would be really enjoyable, but it's also another collection of materials. So I'm kind of hesitant to like suggest it because it's such a pain, but we'll work with charcoal for a while.
Well, it's definitely easy to find ink here.
Right. Yes, ink, and actually, this is my utensils of choice. Ink, and then a bamboo brush and pen.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what we use. Oh, and I just spilled it everywhere. Shit. All right.
Right there.
So beautiful.
Oh, that looks fun.
We will do it then. It is
Yeah.
amazing. It's the Sumi brush sets, basically. So you should be able to find them, no problem.
Yeah.
You'll have them all over the place. Yeah, so what you can't, and you can see it here. What you can't do with charcoal is get as dark as you can get with ink.
Mm,
Scary about ink is it's a little bit harder to control,
mm.
right?
You can't erase it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there are techniques to make it possible to kind of erase, but it's a whole thing.
Mm.
But it is wonderful. The mark making, the tools are just wonderful. They make beautiful. Okay, so you've decided it for me. Yeah, but I'm gonna wait. I'll give you guys I might give you guys the materials list so you can kind of slowly collect it. We'll stay for a few weeks with this. Then maybe we'll move on to ink, which I think is delightful and kind of amazing. Ink, we could do things like, let's see. If I got it, I mean. These are really fun. These are like 15-minute figure drawings done in ink.
Wow.
Right, gorgeous.
Yeah. Wow.
So fun. If we stick with it, if you guys stick with it with me, we'll do that. We'll do figures at the end of the year. We'll do figure drawing at the end of this year. That will be great.
Mm.
And I think you both would really, after kind of the painstaking work that we're doing now to build up skill, I think you'll really love it. And we've got about 10 more minutes. So figure out what you can do in that time. Makiko, I'm reading a really amazing Japanese novel right now
Which one?
called Breast and Eggs.
Ah, Kawakami.
Yeah,
Mieko Kawakami, yeah.
Jesus, she's fantastic.
Actually, I haven't read it. It's got an award, that book.
Oh,
Yeah.
she is. What do you know about her?
Which is pretty well known here. So
Yeah.
yeah, and she's been writing a lot of books. So
What an incredible writer she is. Like,
okay.
beautiful,
I'm gonna read.
wonderful writer. Really, I'm just enjoying it so much. So much. Yes, she's fantastic.
What's it about?
It's just a woman who grows, a young woman, a Japanese woman growing up in fairly contemporary Tokyo. Actually, she grows up in Osaka, and she's very poor. Like, she grows up super poor. her sister, her mother dies when her mother is father is just a total loser, and her mother and leaves finally, and her mother dies when she is 13. Her mother is like as a hostess at a club, and her older sister becomes a hostess at a club, and then she moves to Tokyo. The younger girl moves to Tokyo and eventually writes a novel that makes her kind of famous. But it's really more about her personal life. She struggles, she wants to have a child, but she hates sex. She finds most people really annoying. It's just really, it's hard. She's a very contemporary and interesting character. Like, it's an interesting, she looks into surrogacy, and that's considered this almost impossible thing to do in Japan, right? Like, there's not that many options. It's considered very, I don't know, in her book, it's kind of like only for, women who are married whose husbands can't, don't have good sperm. Like for single women, it's almost impossible to do. And just kind of like how she this sort of strange, isolated life she leads in her observations about the world. It's very interesting. I don't know. It goes into a lot. It talks about a lot of different things. And she feels like a character. She's an interesting character. The character is very interesting. Does that sound, well, you say you haven't read it, Makiko, but you've read other stuff of hers?
No, actually, no.
She's interesting. It's
Yeah,
really,
I'm gonna read it. I mean, it sounds really tempting.
oh, it's really, it's good. I think
Okay.
she's ballsy. I think this writer is very, she deals with like things I just love the way she talks about life. And it's not fantastic, right? It's not like everything's fantastic. It's very realistic. I don't know, but I liked it. I felt like, oh, this is like what it is to be kind of a young girl, a young woman in Japan now. It's interesting. Like, yeah, it feels very honest to me in a way. That's why I was like, God, I wonder what she's like. Is this like autobiographical? Like how, like what is her upbringing? I need to look up more about her, but she is a phenomenal writer.
All right.
It's, what it is a little bit like, have you ever read Vikram Seth, A Suitable Boy?
I haven't read that.
Or maybe War and Peace.
Haven't read that either.
Or maybe The Red Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
There are a few novels where like the story, it takes like, they really go into everyday life, like very deeply.
It's kind of slow, but
it's not slow. It's definitely not slow. A lot happens, but you're really in the internal life of the characters. So you're in their kind of daily life. Yeah, it's played out in a very interesting way. That's so good. I'm trying to think if I've read anything from China that was like that, but no, honestly, I don't think I've ever read anybody quite like this woman.
wow.
This novel, she's really quite good.
I mean, I like the way you can sort of smudge it,
It's nice, right?
but my desk is like
It's a
literally.
mess. All right, we're sort of close to the end, so hold up what you got. Let's see. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You guys did it. Oh my God, these drawings came so far. I really appreciate that. And Makiko, I like how you pushed your darks. Look at how that mark making. Oh my God, you guys, they're adorable. They're absolutely adorable. It's interesting, isn't it? It's a different way of thinking about drawing. It's a
Yeah.
bit more like puzzle pieces than it is like contour lines, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's almost always a person in my class who like kind of scrapes across their head, as I said, you know,
Yeah.
like the ashes, like they do for Lent, like the Catholics do for Lent, where they'll actually put ashes on their forehead. We always say that's like being baptized by charcoal. Like they get so excited. For me, charcoal was the beginning of being able to feel like I could draw. I did not really feel like I could draw with a pencil. It was really charcoal because it's more painterly. It's more about
Yeah.
dark and light shapes. But I like everybody to try it, no matter what your medium, your preferred medium, because it's so different from pencil.
Yeah.
It forces you to think about things in an entirely different way. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Great work, ladies. Really good. Now, if you want to preserve it, you can spray it, right? With either a spray fixative like this, or you can hairspray, as long as it's aerosol and not the pump, not the stuff. But if you like have a spray that's like an aerosol spray, hairspray, that'll work too. That'll fix it, and then it won't. And then you'll like here, if you can see here. Let's see. Takes a minute. Kind of darkens. I like it. Sometimes it helps the drawing because it kind of pushes, the spray will sort of push the darks a little bit darker. It changes it a little bit. And then once it's dry, then it doesn't, right? I can hear your husband playing, Dominique.
We all just have Harry Potter theme song going around in our heads nonstop.
Fabulous.
Quite annoying.
Your house sounds like a fun one.
Sammy got
The Harry Potter theme song.
yeah.
I'm sure. Ladies, fabulous work. I want you to feel very proud of yourself. Please send me these photos because I'm going to do a little write-up in the next newsletter that really pushes this class because I think it's such a good class and I would like to see more people in it. I'm okay with it just being the 2 or 3 or 4 of you, however that works. That's totally fine with me. But I feel like there's more people who will want to do it and they're just not aware that.
Right.
So if you can send me your work, your best work, then I can put it out there. And I think that does a lot towards selling it. Yeah. All right,
Okay.
guys. Great
All
work.
right, get to bed.
Oh, last
Thank
question.
you.
I will. My
So
last
no class tomorrow. No, next week, right?
no class next week. My
Mhm.
last question to you is, how do you feel right now?
Great.
You feel good?
Yeah.
How do you feel, Dominic?
Yeah.
So do you feel better
Yeah.
than you did when you started class?
Yeah, I do.
That's actually that's great. That's great. So that
Yeah.
is why the struggle is worth it. I just wanted you to note it, like that if
Yeah.
you're feeling more relaxed, a little bit more in flow, a little bit more focused, right? Like a little bit less torn from place to place. You feel great, right? Like Makiko said, this is like part of that's why we do this. Like that's why health pays for this, because
Yeah.
this is good for our mental health. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, great week today. See you soon. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bye.